thanks everybody for coming today. We don't take it for granted at all that we are 2 years old and we've got this type of following, not just from Vancouver and its community, but from fans everywhere. So a lot of thank yous before I get into how we got here. So first of all, thank you, Chief Sparrow, for your wonderful welcome. We really appreciate it. We're honored to have you. Minister Chandra Herbert and Deputy Mayor Klassen, thank you for being part of today's momentous announcement. It's crazy. It's crazy that we're in our second season. We haven't even started the playoffs yet in our second season, and here we are. And I just can't emphasize enough that we do not take this for granted for a minute. This is very much still the beginning of our journey and a lot of work ahead. So here today to have some fun and to proudly call Vancouver our newest home, and Pacific Coliseum and the Agrodome as well. So a lot of people to thank, so I'm just gonna ask for a little patience to get through. Molly Ray, I know you're here somewhere in the back, but Molly Ray and Michael Doyle from the Vancouver Canucks, if it was not for the Takeover Tour game and for their warm hospitality and for showing us how great Vancouver is, I don't know that we would be here today. So a very warm welcome and thank you for the Canucks. Michelle Collins, the matchmaker. I don't know who Michelle is. But Michelle was the one that introduced us to P&E, so I think, Michelle, you have a career in matchmaking, and we're very happy with this marriage with our folks at P&E. To Shelley Frost and to Karen Massacott and the entire team at P&E, from day one, from the time that we visited your facility, you made us feel like we were rock stars. And I'm not Jana Hefford with 4 gold medals, so I'm not used to this type of treatment. And we just felt the love from day one. The Pacific Coliseum and the Agrodome will be a first for us in the sense that we will be the primary tenant in this venue. And for us, that's an extraordinary accomplishment to happen in our 3rd year. So thank you very much for making us feel welcome and for making us your new home. I'd like to recognize our board. We are so lucky as a group of professionals that we have an amazing board to report into, and that's Icon, Billie Jean King, Alana Kloss, Stan Kasten, and Royce Cohen. Every day they push us to be better and bigger, and they're a huge reason why we're here today. And I would be remiss if I didn't thank our ownership, Mark and Kimbra Walter. Their willingness and enthusiasm around the sport of hockey and willingness to invest in this league and these women is extraordinary. So very grateful for them as well. So anyway, here we are. You're probably really curious why Vancouver. You're probably curious why the process and what it was. So I'm just here to share a little bit about the background of how we got here. We started the journey about 8 months ago. A small group of us at the PWHL, along with our board, got together, and we talked about what was important. What is it that we wanted to see happen for the PWHL in our future, and where did we want to be, and what would that look like? And once we felt that we had the criteria, we reached out to a bunch of markets across the US and Canada, and we started to have very in-depth conversations. We had an RFP process. Vancouver, credit to Karen, Shelley, and their teams, came back with an unbelievably robust response to our RFP, and we were floored. So once we had all the information, we really just started conversations. When we came out here for the Takeover Tour, we did a wonderful tour of P&E and the full grounds, the Agrodome, the Coliseum, and everything that happens there. We were floored with the expanse of the business that happens there. But why Vancouver? I mean, I'm ready to move here. My accent will stand out, but I'm still ready to move here. But why Vancouver? Why Vancouver? Obviously, coming here to the 3rd largest market in Canada, really important. You've shown a remarkable commitment to growing the game of hockey, and I think the last stat I saw from BC Hockey was the girls and boys registration is just about 50-50, and that's huge. And BC Hockey's efforts have been huge in growing the game, and we want to help build and continue that momentum that you've already started. You have a vibrant and engaged corporate community, one that we think is inspired by sports and what happens in sports. Listen, I think you saw in that video and you saw by our youth team here, your fan base is engaged, it's vibrant, it's fun, over 19,000 people at our game here. And a fun fact as well is that out of all of our 9 Takeover Tour games, the social engagement for the week of our game here was the highest of all the 9 cities we played in. So, yeah. So we're excited about that. And listen, last on this list, and certainly not least, is the team at P&E. we feel we don't just have business partners, but we feel not that we have friends. And we feel that we have friends that are invested in our success as much as we are. And that's really rare to find. And so we could not be more thankful for Shelley and Karen and their teams and their participation in our success here. Of course, being the primary tenant, a big part of it as well. And we are so grateful that their willingness to allow us to come in the building and talk about the things that we need, and their willingness to help meet those needs and to bring a professional environment here for our players. So I stand up here today from the PWHL. We are fully committed to Vancouver. We're excited that you're our first expansion franchise. You will be so impressed with our athletes and the level of hockey that you have here. And I promise you, it's going to be love at first puck drop. So thank you.